Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, Text 16. सारथ्य पार्षद सेवन सख्य दौत्य
सारथ पारसत सेवन सख्य दौत
सारथ्य पार्षद सेवन सख्य दौत्य
सारथ्य पारसत सेवन सख्य दौत्य
वीरासनानुगमन स्तवन प्रणामान
वीरान सनुगमान रावण
प्रणामान
प्रणामान
वीरासनानुगमन स्तवन प्रणामान
वीरासनानुगमन
स्तवन प्रणामान
प्रणामान
स्निग्धेषु पाण्डुषु जगत प्रणतिं च विष्णोर्
विश्वेषु पाण्डुषु जगत् प्राणाति
प्रणतिं च विष्णोर्
विष्णु
स्निग्धेषु पाण्डुषु जगत प्रणतिं च विष्णोर्
निर्देशेषु पाण्डुषु
जगत प्रणतिं च विष्णु भक्तिं करोति नृपतिश्चरणारविन्दे
भक्ति करोति नृपति चरणारविन्दे
भक्तिं करोति नृपतिश्चरणारविन्दे
भक्ति करोति
नृपतिश्चरणारविन्दे सारथ्य acceptance of the post of a chariot driver.
Accept of the post of a chariot driver.
Parashad acceptance of the presidency in the assembly of the Rajasuya sacrifice.
Acceptance of the presidency in the assembly of the Rajasuya sacrifice.
Sevana engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord.
Engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord.
Sakhya to think of the Lord as a friend.
To think of the Lord as a friend.
Dautya acceptance of the post of a messenger.
Accept of the post of a messenger.
Virasana acceptance of the post of a watchman with a drawn sword at night.
Acceptance of the post of a watchman with a drawn sword at night.
Anugamana following in the footsteps. Savana offering of prayers. Pranaman offering obeisances. Snigdeshu up to them who are malleable to the will of the Lord.
Unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord.
Pandushu
unto
the sons of Pandu. Jagat the universal. Pranatim one who is obeyed. Cha and Vishnu of Vishnu. Bhaktim devotion. Karoti does. Na Patihi,
Na Patihi,
the king,
the king,
Charanara
Charanarvinde,
unto his lotus feet.
unto his lotus feet.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Please repeat. Maharaj Parikshit
Maharaj Parikshit
heard that
heard that
out of his causeless mercy,
out of his causeless mercy,
Lord Krishna,
Lord Krishna,
who is universally obeyed,
who is universally obeyed,
rendered all kinds of service
render all kinds of service
to the malleable sons of Pandu
to the malleable sons of Pandu
by accepting posts
by accepting posts
ranging from chariot driver
ranging from chariot driver
to president
to president
to messenger,
to messenger,
friend,
friend,
night watchman,
night watchman,
etc.,
etc.,
according
according
to the will of the Pandavas,
to the will of the Pandavas,
obeying them
like a servant
and offering obeisances
and offering obeisances
like one younger in years.
like one younger in years.
When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed
Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed
with devotion
with devotion
to the lotus feet of the Lord.
to the lotus feet of the Lord.
Purport. Lord Krishna is everything to the unalloyed devotees like the Pandavas. The Lord was for them the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, the worshipable deity, the guide, the chariot driver, the friend, the servant, the messenger of everything they could conceive of, and thus the Lord also reciprocated the feelings of the Pandavas. Maharaj Parikshit, as a pure devotee of the Lord, could appreciate the Lord's transcendental reciprocation of the feelings of his devotees, and thus he himself also was overwhelmed with the dealings of the Lord. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. The Lord's dealings with his devotees appear to be ordinary human dealings, but one who knows them in truth becomes at once eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. The Pandavas were so malleable to the will of the Lord that they could sacrifice any amount of energy for the service of the Lord, and by such unalloyed determination, they could secure the Lord's mercy in any shape they desired. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamini Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Saratya Parashada Sevana Sakya Dautya Virasananu Stavana Pranaman Nigdeshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnor Bhaktim Karoti Narpati Charanaravinде. Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. So we heard yesterday that how wherever Maharaj Parikshit was going, he was received by different kings, and people were talking about his association with Lord Krishna and how Krishna saved the Pandavas, served them. So Maharaj Parikshit was very, very happy to hear all this, and his devotion for Krishna increased many folds after hearing. So, in other words, if you want to progress in Krishna consciousness, if you want to progress in our devotion, then it is very important that we hear this Katha, because this is what gives us a lot of motivation, inspiration. A lot of people, a lot of devotees, who joined the movement was only because of these Kathas. Some got inspired by reading Srila Prabhupada's biography. The way he struggled to establish Krishna consciousness, struggled to make nice temples for Krishna. And then he brought the glories of Krishna wherever he went. He took with him. He's compared like a walking Vrindavan sometimes. Because Vrindavan, you go, most of the people are busy in some katha or the other. I mean, people would have heard it so many times, but if you just walk on the streets of Vrindavan, you will find some big hoardings. So and so Maharaj, so and so Babaji, so and so Swami, doing Hari Katha, Bhagavad Katha. And then each of them, there will be thousands of people attending. And then now, of course, we are having all these facilities. To wherever we are sitting, we can still hear if you want. Facility is there. Only we have to use it. So now coming back to Krishna's serving the Pandavas, as a friend. Certain things most of us know all the pastimes, but I will just try to narrate one or two, for our benefit. For example, if you remember, those who have been attending earlier, that in the previous chapters, especially when Krishna was about to go to Dwaraka, when he was leaving Hastinapur. So every time he met the Pandavas, he behaved with them according to their age. He was touching the feet of Bhishma and the seniors. Even to Maharaj Yudhishthir, he was treating him like an elder brother with all the respect. And with the Pandavas, with the Arjuna and Bhima, they are like his contemporaries. So he was embracing them. And to the younger ones, he was just, giving them pat on the back. So that's how, according to the seniority of age and position and everything you have to. And since he was not exhibiting, he was not, pronouncing his being the Supreme Lord. They were accepting, under Yog Maya. They all thought that he just like he is their brother or a friend. With the friends, he was equally behaving like, like a true friend. When they're playing, if there's a game of win and loss, and if he loses, then he serves, carries them on their back, and he does so many things. With his own father, he carries his shoes on his head. With the mother, he gets beaten by a stick, tied by a rope, slapped. So many things. And is happily accepting all that. All in the mood of service. Krishna is the best example of service. He doesn't have to do anything. Like it says, everybody has to obey his order. Everybody, including Brahma, Indra, Chandra, everything. Kubera, Agni, whatever we know. They all obey his orders. It's said in the Shastra that if he raises in one eyebrow, he can finish the whole universe just by raising the eyebrow. His immediate expansion, Lord Balaram, Sankarshana, he killed that Roma Harshana, with just a blade of grass. Just took a grass and did his open neck surgery. And Krishna himself, when when he was fighting with Kamsa, for example, his body is so, it describes so soft that if a leaf falls on any part of the body of Krishna, there's a mark of the leaf. It's so soft. You can't even imagine. We have sometimes some soft skins advertisement. So they should advertise Krishna, Radharani. So soft. But when he held the hand of Kamsa, Kamsa thought that his bones are breaking into pieces, like almost about to become powder. So he does everything, Again, as I said, the main point is that Paritranaya Sadhuna. And especially with Pandavas, he had a special relationship because he stayed with them for so long on this planet. Right from childhood, they were doing things together. So, Parikshit Maharaj was hearing all this. And Krishna is serving as all these things we see, Sarathya, Parashada, Sakhya, Dautya. He goes as an ambassador to Duryodhana with a message of peace. He says, no fight, please. And Duryodhana just rejects. He says, forget, go get lost. So sometimes people say Krishna could have stopped it. Krishna did try. Of course he could have stopped it, but he didn't want to stop it. He wanted to re-establish the religious principle, the righteousness. So like that there are so many examples. I'm reminded of, he even washed the pots in a devotee's house. In Maharashtra, in Pandharpur, so many leelas are there that he will go and wash pots in devotee's house. He'll stand out as a guard. He'll do anything, carry the weight on his back to prove to somebody that what is written in Bhagavad Gita is correct. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. What the devotee lacks, he provides, and what devotee has, he preserves. And to prove that, he just carries the big load on his back. So he did so many things. Goes to the forest with the cows. They say that when he came back, his face was full, because if you had gone to Vrindavan, you know how dusty it is. So all this dust will be sitting on his face. But because he's Krishna, because he's the Supreme God, because he's so lovable, the dust will also look beautiful. The dust will make him look more beautiful. And everybody in the evening was eager to see him back with all the dusty body, because they knew that every day he'll be looking more beautiful than the previous day. So that is Krishna. And that's why Parikshit Maharaj is saying that if you just serve such a wonderful personality with devotion, bhaktim karoti nrupati charana aravinda. Charana aravinda. Aravinda is lotus. Charana is feet. Lotus feet. So we should also anugamana. We should just follow the footsteps of great personalities like Parikshit Maharaj and make our life successful. Thank you very much. I'd like to stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. If you have any question or comment, you can always write to us. Thank you so much.